Okay, here we have a reading A to Z running record, and I am going to show you all of the materials and how I give a running record. So first, oh, he wants me to show his face. So this is Julian, my son. Okay, so first we have the reading passage that you are going to give the student, and I have him reading a level Z, Seeing Eye. So this is what I've printed off for him. I also have my copy, the one that I am going to be marking on, and then I have the comprehension check, which is the benchmark passage quick check, and then if you need it, also the answers for that test. Okay, so we are going to start off with the running record. And so what I'm going to do here is I am going to mark all of the words that he gets wrong. I'm not going to mark anything for the words that he gets right. For the words that he gets wrong, I'm going to kind of give a symbol to show what exactly he did wrong. So that'll give me some indication for what he needs to work on. And then I'll show you what to do after he reads the passage and we get this part done. So Julian, this is called Seeing Eye, and I want you to start at the very beginning and just start reading aloud to me, okay?
Camilla's grandfather often tried to recruit his relatives for what he called walkabouts, by which he meant his archaeological adventures. Some people, including Camilla's dad and brother, detested the exhausting treks through deserts, mountains, and other wild areas. They preferred to spend their vacations lounging by a pool or sipping drinks at a snack bar. Camilla, however, tirelessly led the way on Grandpa's adventures, and she was so attentive that Grandpa nicknamed her his Seeing Eye. "What will you spot for me today, Seeing Eye?" Grandpa asked before each adventure. Most often, Camilla would find something interesting. If it was something small. Once Camilla, Grandpa, and Mom went hiking through the untouched rainforest of British Columbia, hoping to unearth the artifacts from the Haida people. They had already touched a recreated tribal village with its iconic totem poles, carved wooden lodges, and doji sea canoes. The Haida carved most of their possessions, canoes. The Haida carved most of their possessions out of cheddar wood, a guide had explained, which was not waterproof. Unfortunately, most of them have decomposed in the area's damp climate. Grandpa heard this, but he still wanted to scout around. So they trudged along sick trails through the coastal mountains. During a water break, Camilla spotted the flash of a shimmering green beetle walking across a stump, and she crouched down to watch. She was so intent on the beetle that when a snarling face suddenly appeared in the old wood, she screamed. Grandpa and Mom sprinted over, but by the time they got there, Camilla had realized what she'd seen and was delighted instead of scared. She brushed away moss and lichens so they could all observe the remains of an ancient totem pole. "What did I tell you?" Grandpa chuckled. "My Seeing Eye always spots something."
Okay, very good. So I'm going to put that off to the side for just a second while we do the benchmark passage quick check. So Julian, I'm going to ask you some questions and I want you to choose the best answer. So I'm going to put this in front of you. And I'm going to give you the pen. And so I will read the question and we'll go through the answers, okay? Why does Grandpa call Camila seeing eye? So I want you to read through the answers. Okay. And you'll notice that I'm having him read the answers. So when they're at a higher reading level like this, you can have them, like I would read the questions to them, but you can have them read the answers, or you can read the answers yourself. If they're younger, or if they're at a very early reading level, like say you're doing reading level C, D, E, I would read the answers to them as well. Okay, so question 2. Read the example sentence. Some people detested the exhausting treks through the deserts, mountains, and other wild areas. Which of the following could replace the word detested in the sentence without changing the meaning? Okay, question 3. Which word best describes Grandpa? Okay, and then let's turn the page. Okay, which of the following is the best summary of the story? I want you to read through all of them and then decide which the best summary is. Okay, and last. Camila first spots the face in the old wood during the blank of the story.
I have no idea what these mean. I only know what the introduction means, so.
Okay, thank you. I will take the pen. Okay, so now we are going to go back to the running record. Okay, so let's go through and score these. So over here, we have E, S, C, and then some other letters. We do not have to worry about these. That is just, it's kind of an advanced checking system, but I'm not going to have you worry about that. So E is for errors, SC is for self-correction. So here, what I've done is every time he made an error, I wrote down what he said phonetically. So instead of archaeological, he said archaeological. So that is one error. So I am going to put a 1 right there. And then here he made I think he said grandma, and he self-corrected it. He fixed it. So that is not an error, but I do want to indicate that he did make a self-correction. So I'm going to put 1 right there. The R here and the arrow is for repeat. So he went back and reread that. I made this little loop over even because he omitted that. He did not say that word. So I'm going to put 1 error there. Now let's say, just as an aside, if he was missing the word Camila, he did get the word Camila, but if he was kept making a mistake on Camila over and over, I would just count that as 1 error for the whole passage, because any proper nouns just count as 1 error. Everything else counts as its own error, even if he misses it several times. Okay, so he said Columba instead of Columbia, so that's 1 error. He self-corrected here. And then he made 2 more errors here, another error, and then he made like 4 errors here because he omitted 2 words and then he made a mistake there. So I'm going to tally up what I have so far. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go here and do this first and then I'll tally. Okay, so he has a self-correction right here. And then he made one more mistake. So that is altogether 11 errors, and then he did 3 self-corrections. So what I'm really focused on here are the errors, and what I'm going to do is I am going to take the errors and subtract them from 295, which is the word count. That's how many words are in the entire passage. So 295 minus 11 is 284. So then I'm going to take 284 and divide that by the total word count, which is 295. Oops. And that is going to tell me what his accuracy rate was.